long time ago, I did a video explaining my defense of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Since then, I found a few pages on social media that are safe spaces for people who like the sequels like me. But recently, in one such space, I've noticed a lot of discussion of something that even a lot of people who like the sequels for the most part stand by. The idea that Rise of Skywalker dramatically contradicts The Last Jedi. To counter this, I'd like to present an idea. The idea is that Kylo Ren's helmet is a metaphor for the themes of each film of the sequel trilogy. Let's start off by examining what Kylo Ren's helmet means. Kylo's helmet is a symbol of tradition. Not just the tradition of Knights of Ren, but for Kylo, it is also a means of emulating his grandfather, Darth Vader. When Kylo Ren was first revealed, most people assumed that he was disfigured like Darth Vader underneath his helmet. The reason for this is that Kylo's helmet is very reminiscent of Vader's helmet, but to everyone's surprise, he was not disfigured at all. This further emphasizes that his helmet is a symbol. The Force Awakens is undoubtedly the most faithful to the original trilogy thematically, and Kylo Ren's helmet reflects that perfectly. Now, let's move on to The Last Jedi. Early in the film, Supreme Leader Snoke scolds Kylo Ren for his incompetence and demands he takes off his helmet. Afterwards, Kylo smashed it to pieces. This is symbolic of him no longer striving to be like his grandfather, Darth Vader, but instead aimed to be his own person. The Last Jedi deconstructs many tropes of Star Wars, and again, Kylo's helmet is a perfect reflection of this. Finally, here's what I'd like to talk about the most. What Kylo Ren's helmet says about Rise of Skywalker. Many people feel that Rise of Skywalker thematically contradicts Last Jedi. But I'm offering an alternative point of view after Kylo Ren discovers Palpatine has come back. One of the first things he does is repair his helmet. However, he does so in a way that you can clearly see it was once cracked. This is most likely a reference to the Japanese method of repair called kintsugi, where pottery is repaired with gold. Instead of hiding the cracks, it highlights them, embracing it as part of the object's history. I believe that, once again, Kylo Ren's helmet is a reflection of the movie. Rise of Skywalker may reconstruct the deconstruction of Last Jedi, but it doesn't deny its existence. A major plot point of Rise of Skywalker many people feel undermines the themes of Last Jedi is the revelation that Rey was a descendant of Palpatine. I've explained how I thought people were jumping the gun after the revelation of Rey's parentage in The Last Jedi in my video defending my stance on the sequel trilogy. But now I'll explain how I think Rey's discovery of her ancestry is thematically cohesive. In The Last Jedi, Kylo Ren makes Rey unsuppress memories that her parents were nothing more than junk craze who sold her off the first chance they got. Rey is disappointed with this, thus she gives up on any idea of having an important heritage. However, in Rise of Skywalker, she discovers she's the granddaughter of Palpatine. Does this undermine the themes of Last Jedi? I say it doesn't. In The Last Jedi, Rey came to accept that her parentage was unimportant, so from that conclusion, Rey was able to defy what was supposedly her destiny of carrying on Palpatine's legacy. You might still be thinking Rise of Skywalker undermines the message of Last Jedi, but I've recently come to the conclusion that the thematic deconstruction in The Last Jedi was intended to be reconstructed. Why? The sacred Jedi texts. When Luke Skywalker was about to burn the tree containing the ancient Jedi text, Yoda's ghost appears and Luke changes his mind. But Yoda, being one of the Force, summons lightning and burns the tree anyway, telling Luke to let the past go. However, at the end of the film, we see that Rey had in fact already taken all the books from the tree. Yoda would have known this perfectly well, so all he did was create the illusion of destroying Legacy. And I believe that was the intention of The Last Jedi. So, if The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker don't contradict each other thematically, what is the underlying message of them combined? I believe it's that tradition doesn't have to be held onto too much, but sometimes it is needed. Anyway, whether you agree with me or not, I hope you found my perspective of why I don't believe Rise of Skywalker contradicts The Last Jedi interesting.